Hello and welcome back to the
Juice Reviews.
Yeah.
Where today we are talking about Taylor Swift and her new album Midnight.
Yeah, Midnight.
That stars the best track we heard from her in a very long time called Anti-Hero.
Absolutely agree.
She has managed to take over multiple hit list playlists on Spotify with multiple songs from the album, which is freaking unprecedented.
Yeah.
With a massive fan base, strong catalog, and a very successful career, she is swinging the hammer with one of her strongest singles to date, Anti-Hero.
It seems that the song is very inspired by her personal life. There's a lot of references to bad self-esteem. It's a very personal song. It would seem it has a lot of depth to it. You know, it's interesting to see her spread her wingspan across an entire streaming platform. It's kind of like impressive that she's like taking up the whole space.
Exactly. That's very unprecedented to see, and we never experienced that before. Of course, she started as a country artist back when she was 14. She has grown into becoming one of the biggest songwriting stars in the world across multiple genres, actually. Yeah. So seeing her spread her wings in this particular form isn't really that surprising. We will, of course, review her on structure, lyrics, and sexiness.
Yeah.
Anti-Hero. What is your overall thoughts on this one?
I love it.
You freaking love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, what a Taylor Swift, there's not that much dive into. Yeah, of course there's a lot of dive into, but people, if you don't know who Taylor Swift is, I don't even know why I clicked on this video.
Yeah. How can you not?
How can you avoid who Taylor Swift is?
I guess welcome back from the jungle, Tarzan.
Yeah.
You know, this is Taylor
nice
Swift.
To see you again.
You've missed a lot of stuff, my man.
Your hair has grown out. Nice beard.
and you know, sorry about poaching all your family members. I'm sorry.
And burning the forest down.
Yeah.
We're humans after all. We're horrible. We're a horrible species.
Yeah. But Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's what the one we were talking about.
Amazing.
Yes.
I really love the song in general. I think the overall lyric is easy for a lot of people in this day and age to connect with.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of things left up to interpretation.
No.
Per se. It's very obvious what you're singing about.
Yeah, it's not much up to guesswork. Like she's kind of spilling out what's going on. In her, I think this is of course it's personal life. Like she's really famous for actually spilling out her personal life in this particular manner.
Yeah.
But I feel that it's definitely with this album, especially with this track, it's more spilled out, not metaphorically, but very detailed than we're used to from Taylor in the past.
Absolutely. You can, of course, have your own interaction or you know, meaning for the song. There's a lot of things there, but it is very obvious. She had some amazing, like, lyrical things she was singing.
Yeah.
I just, you know, there was the
phrasing.
The
phrasing of the sentences, like, wow.
Yeah, when you were reading, it was like, you can't sing that.
And that's very intelligent writing skills right
really.
There. And she is a multi-platinum songwriter, so of course, why wouldn't she be? But like when you hear back on some of her previous work, and to this one, it feels way more emotional and way more down to earth, connected to like we get to see behind the curtain of what's going on in her life in a more detailed way.
And do I dare say
she evolved?
It's the greatest song she's made. Like, to be honest, I get that a lot of people love Taylor Swift. Of course, she wouldn't have gotten this popular if she wasn't a great artist.
No.
But I honestly thought for a long time that some of her songs had become very annoying. And I understand they have been played a lot. They were big bangers and hits, but they didn't really stand the test of time. To me, at least, they were becoming boring and annoying, and I've heard them a lot of times. It was just like, oh, yeah.
It kind of felt like she continued to write music that will only be featured in romantic comedy movies for some reason.
Exactly. It felt like also a bit of young, youthful, teenage, naive kind of stuff, and it was just gonna go away. I know this sounds horrible to Taylor Swift fan, but this was just how I felt about her. She was an amazing artist, but I also just kind of didn't care that much.
No.
I do with this though.
Yeah.
I care a lot about this. I think she's showing some of her best work ever. And I know how much view some of her earlier songs have, and I think they don't compare to this. I think this is much better.
This is way more. It's way more vulnerable, and the way she's singing it doesn't feel like the same Taylor here. Like we go from this, even though it's might be some sad lyrics, but presented in a very romantic, hype way, and with long notes and everything, powerful voices and everything. This is very.
It's one of her best vocal performances.
It almost feels jazzy in a way.
It's. I don't know if it's gonna sound weird, but it's grown up.
Yeah, it's grown up. Yeah, she's a woman now. Like,
but like, I kind of feel that a lot of her earlier stuff was just,
yeah.
It was just
one song sounded like the other, and you could probably find multiple artists out there who kind of sounded like the same. Like, you had her at the same time as Katy Perry, and who else is out there? Like,
but yeah, you kind of right about that though. This feels more of an actual song. It has depth. It feels like there has been put a lot of personal feelings to it. It's one of her greatest vocal performances. I don't think she's doing. It's so difficult to explain.
It kind of feels
why
like
it is so great.
I have this imagery of her when she's writing this, sitting alone in an abandoned house with an old piano, and definitely alone with her own thoughts here. And this is the stuff she came up with. It feels like she's been through some developments here, and it hasn't been pleasant.
It feels more honest. It feels
you can
better.
Hear the struggle here.
I don't feel there's a lot of things put in just to make it popular. It's just a really good, honest song. To me, I think a lot of the earlier stuff had a lot of flashy, stick it to the people, stick it to the man kind of vibe over it, and that's fine. It was amazing songs, but it was also just they were getting boring at something. I don't see this getting boring at all. There are really like substance in this.
It's actually one of those Taylor Swift songs, even with our genre background, that I would actually find and listen to again. Voluntarily. The funny thing is, even though it's definitely number one on the global Spotify playlist, I haven't heard it that much.
No,
I haven't stumbled across it in stores, in radio stations, and so on. And I kind of think it's because of the vibe that it's giving. It's not really that. It's not like you're standing somewhere and shopping for dresses and you hear this song on the store in the background. It doesn't fit that vibe. And I really love that development from her, because usually she's the voice you're usually hearing in a shop. Because it has that shop vibe to it.
But it still has Taylor Swift vibes, this song. She's still there. Her catchy tunes, the kind of the way she sings. I think she thinks she's like quite recognizable in the way she sings. So it still has all of that, but it seems like the people who listened to her like 10 or 20 years ago, right? She was like, it's a long time ago. She actually broke through with some of the more popular songs. Like, those people are starting to grow up. And
including ourselves.
And she has grown with that. I feel like that's also what's happening. She's a different singer and songwriter now, and are diving more into some newer-esque territories. And not to say she didn't write songs before that was also, deep or sad, but this is just...
It also kind of feels like... I don't know why I have this theory. It kind of feels like she kind of gave the record companies the finger, and she went out and did the thing that she wanted to write. Personal stuff, like really personally. And this album is actually showing why that works so well. Like, we want to hear more personal stuff, like because she has a history with record companies and record deals and all that stuff. And she's always been this artist who became more and more independent as time moved on, and she grew more popular in fame and stuff. And I know it feels like this is an album she wanted to write, and not the record company wanted her to write.
I completely agree. It seems like, at least with this track, we haven't read a lot about this. We don't go that deep into it. We just like to react on how we feel about the song. But you're right about that. It seems like this is what she wants to do. And it also seems like she's not like, pandering to some algorithm, it needs to be the new hit. And, she's not pandering to a lot of things that a lot of musicians do in order to get a lot of views and a lot of money. This seems way more what she want to do.
Because if you think about it, if this was a record company decision, it would have sounded way different in my head. Like, record companies really want your music to be presented in when you're shopping dresses because they want to be able to put you on as many weird playlists as possible so they can earn money. But this doesn't really have that vibe, and yet it exploded. Like, the entire album exploded. It's like, I think the entire album is actually on Spotify's biggest global playlist.
You were about to say Most Wanted.
Most Wanted, yeah. Spotify's Most Wanted.
Yeah, but yeah.
Get him today.
Yeah, I feel like no matter how many times I would have to hear this anti-hero song, I wouldn't grow tired of it. I wouldn't grow tired of the same way I've done with some of her older songs that were also great songs, or Despacito, for example.
Yeah,
it was a great song, but God.
Oh my God.
It won't happen with this one.
Oh.
I just don't think it will happen with this one, no matter how many times I'm going to hear it, because it's just that great. It's not annoying.
I would say it. I would go through the debris and saying this track is beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's dive into the structure, lyrics, and the sexiness.
Yep.
Starting out with the structure of the track. We kind of complimented this track to the stars and back. But what would your honest take on the structure here?
It's so great. Her voice is popping through. I know, of course, they have used pitch correcting like everybody does. That's fine.
Why wouldn't you?
But they haven't overproduced her voice. She's still there. It's very clear. It's very crisp. Everything is nicely recorded, nicely done. There's a lot of thought behind it. And when we talk about the structure, who's kind of also about the lyrics a little bit. Yeah. I loved some of the things that were happening in the lyrics too. It was just, it's kind of brilliant. A good lyrics. So for me, it's just 5.
I really love the layering of the track, and I really love how the mixing has like really shown a different side to her. I would almost say that she's again expanding into a different genre here, because it's not really her usual territory. When you're listening back to her older stuff and you listen to this one, it kind of sounds like she's reaching out to you while singing this track, and it feels so relatable with her phrasing and stuff. So I would say that like it doesn't get boring at any point within listening. I would
agree.
say 5 stars on the structure here.
Completely. And another thing I think is important to note with the layering and the whole way they have structured the song is there's not too much. There is what is needed.
Yeah, and less is more.
Like, it really does seem like, I know that's probably like 10,000 layers, but for real, it seems like this whole less is more. There's only what is needed to be done.
It doesn't feel like like the vocal has headroom to be heard. You can actually hear the lyrics on this one.
Really, really like clear and obvious.
There's no weird end phrasing to the words either, and And there's not like some super drums going on that takes over the entire mix, or some weird banjo solo or something weird going on, or insane keyboard just exploding. Like what's that song called? Shine Bright Like a Diamond or whatever. Yeah. Like it feels so down to earth. I really love that about this track. So 5 stars on the structure, definitely, for sure.
Absolutely. What do you think about the lyrics?
It's actually I think it's one of the best phrasing lyrics I have heard ever. Not just from Taylor Swift, but from anyone.
I think they're great lyrics.
I actually think this. We just made a video about Adele's "Rolling in the Deep," and I have a hunch that "Anti-Hero" is probably gonna be covered way before you know it, by more than just one artist here. Like,
agreed.
I think this is very cover-worthy track.
It should be.
It has this type of emotional chaos to the deliverance of the lyrics, and if you want to cover that, you kind of need to have the same thing going on, or adjust it to your own personal chaos, or it's gonna sound bad.
Absolutely.
But her lyrics are some of the best phrasing lyrics I have ever heard from
there
anyone.
Were some brilliant stuff in there. I really liked the words she used, and the whole, it was just great. A little thing I had about the lyrics, though, that I'm not sure it's gonna be enough to take a star away from her, but the whole anti-hero catchphrase. Yeah. I actually didn't think it was that, noticeable, important. No, I know it's a catch, but it's just like it's like the end of the sentence, the end of the chorus, and just the anti-hero, and I was like, it's I actually like what came before that.
Yeah, you're not really. It's not really selling the anti-hero title. Yeah. It's more selling the verses. Actually, the chorus didn't really catch me the same way. But the verses were wow. Like you're sitting there getting surprised about the phrasing and how vulnerable she is on this track, and I'm like, holy crap!
Completely agree, and I actually like the chorus. You know, it's just a great chorus, and then anti-hero.
Yeah, anti-hero.
That was kind of like,
let's just get
normally
that
would be the whole catchphrasing. Now but actually just, you know, maybe that's a good thing, because you just mentioned shining bright like a diamond, and I'll shoot myself if I have to hear that sentence more times.
Exactly.
It's so annoying. But that was also a great song. There's nothing wrong with it, but it was maybe a little bit too catchy and annoying. I know it's a difficult thing
but
to like.
What I really love about that, and especially the way she's just she's throwing the title kind of not in your face, but kind of in the trash can. It's a way of saying repetitiveness. Go yourself.
Yeah.
So
you were swearing. It's always me who swears.
I'm gonna beat that, of course.
Oh.
But repetitiveness isn't showing here.
No,
we have no repetitiveness, and I love it.
She really made some great choruses here, and none of this is gonna be annoying in any way, I feel.
No.
So that's just great. And even though I didn't like the end of the choruses, the hook, the whole anti-hero as much, it's not enough that I want to not give her like 4 or 5 stars. Like, you need to have some seriously wrong with the lyrics before I'm gonna go and say it's gonna be a 3 and a 4.
Yeah.
Right now I'm just, you know, it's a 4, 4.5, or a 5. So it's all up to you now. What do you think?
Yeah, I would end it on a 4 stars in the lyrics, actually, because of she doesn't have repetitiveness, which is very, very good. She has some amazing phrasing, and it's definitely one of the best lyrics I've ever heard. Yet she kind of delivers the title in a way that kind of sounds like it's thrown into the trash can. Yeah. I don't know if she's doing that deliberately. If she does, well, it's a 5 for me. But I don't really know that backstory. So for me, for now, it's going to be 4 stars.
It's a little boring with the hook, but you know, 4.
4 stars in the lyrics. Yeah. Moving down to the sexiness of the track. Yeah. We've been looking forward to this one because 2 white males in our 30s are going to talk about sexiness on a female track.
I heard, oh my god, I thought you said 2 white males in their furries is gonna... You need to tell me something?
No, I'm not a furry, but I'm in my 30s.
Oh, Jesus, frick, yeah.
Yeah. This is not something we should talk about, but we're going to do it anyway.
We're going to do it anyway.
Sexiness is, of course, the overall experience and the feeling of the track. It's not really anything about the artist, of course. So, yes, the sexiness of the track. How do you feel here?
Why do I have to start it like that?
We read the comment section.
Well, you know, it's a great track. She's a great singer. This is a great performance, a great song. I mean, 5. It's the best I've ever heard from her. Like it's one of the greatest pop songs in a long time I've heard.
Yeah.
So you know, giving it less than 5 just seems a bit of a crime, because I'm like bashing pretty harsh on a lot of pop singers.
Yeah.
So when I actually find something like this that I really, really enjoy, and it seems like a lot of other people also do, I kind of feel I should give this 5, because it's just some of the greatest things I've heard in a long time.
Is fresh air coming out of what else would be a pop genre, like country genre? Like, what kind of genre is she anyway? Like, I don't think she has a definition anymore. She started out country, then she turned into pop, and then it turns into some. She has even rock guitars and some of her stuff. Like, what? I don't think she's not the person who's caged into a definition.
I've always found the whole pop genre a bit difficult to call a genre, because like people call Rihanna pop, and they also call it R&B, and they call
the
Taylor
Rihanna
Swift pop,
meme is back,
and they call. I've heard people call Eminem pop, and I'm like, oh my god, what? I just, there's so many things that you know is being called pop, because the idea is it's just whatever is popular right now.
Yeah.
But that also just can be like a lot of things. So yeah, I kind of get what you mean.
Yes.
She's a little difficult to just, you know, throw in with the Rihanna kind of, you know, Megan Thee Stallion or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Katy
not really
Perry.
that. Yeah, Katy Perry. That's not really what this is.
No.
But, you know, it's still pop, I think.
Yeah.
And then we're just about to say thank you for listening and watching and all that kind of stuff.
And if you want to check out our reviews of Bring Me the Horizon and Masked Wolves, check out the video right down below. We guarantee it's going to be funny, it's going to be interesting, and you're not going to miss it. And if you don't want to miss out on future videos, remember to subscribe right down in the corner over here.
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
If you like this video and have remembered to take your antidepressants, hit that like button, because something is clearly wrong with you.
Yes.
And have a great day, I guess.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.